Many students use the same apps over and over for various projects that they do in school. In this short video, I just want to show you some of the options that you have to use different apps or to smash the use of apps together to create interesting and unique messages for your projects. Often when students start with multimedia projects, they start with an app that's most comfortable or familiar for them. For many students, that's iMovie, and while iMovie is a great application, it doesn't always offer the uniqueness that you may want to add to your unique message in your project. So let's suggest starting in some other places. For instance, let's explore Book Creator. Book Creator is a way that we can create a layout of pages, and then by publishing it out as a movie, those can be added into iMovie for final additions, tweaks, and changes that students might find in iMovie. Or you can do as I'm doing in this project, starting with something like Explain Everything. In this project, I have no need to send that through iMovie, but projects that come through Explain Everything can also be sent through iMovie. Perhaps you want to use something like Keynote, which has really great layout for your pages. You can send Keynote pages into Explain Everything, record over the top of them, and then if you need to, you can still bring them back into iMovie. Or perhaps you want to consider creating a soundtrack of your own using Garageband. Garageband can output to something called iCloud, and from iCloud can be brought right into iMovie, so you can lay a unique soundtrack underneath your movie project. Book Creator is a great application to use, specifically when your project requires the mingling of text, images, sound recording, and other layout features unique to the project. As you can see in the video, there's lots of different layouts and formats, as well as different tools you can use in Book Creator. The important part to remember is that once your Book Creator project is finished, you can then share that video out using the Share feature. You'll look for an icon that looks like this, and then you'll send as a video to the local file. This allows you to share it with your teacher, place it on YouTube, or bring that project into something like iMovie. Now let's look at one of my favorite apps, the app that I used to make this presentation initially. It's called Explain Everything. As you can see in the video that's playing below, Explain Everything really allows us to bring together a whole wide variety of elements into a single presentation. We can bring sound into Explain Everything. We can bring animations and drawings. We can bring videos and text. And the beauty of Explain Everything is that we can set up the slides in Explain Everything before we begin so that we can simply hit the record button to get started. We bring different types of presentations into Explain Everything, such as from Keynote or from Google Drive, as you can see there. And then these pre-existing slides are now what we record over the top of, draw over the top of. A really powerful app, Explain Everything, lets us shoot our end project out as a video. Sometimes just having a custom soundtrack that really matches the mood of your project or piece makes a ton of sense. Well, right on the iPad, there's an app called Garageband. Lots of students feel intimidated by using Garageband, but using Garageband is really quite simple, and you can use some of the smart instruments just to quickly and easily make a unique soundtrack. What you're seeing in the video here is the ability to save those unique projects out to something called Icloud Drive. Icloud Drive is a lot like Google Drive, and it gives us a way to take files from one app and move them into another app. So in this case, if you're interested in using a unique custom soundtrack, you'd start by working in Garageband. From there, you would send it to iCloud, and then you could open that in iMovie and then either record over the top of it, add images to it, and export a movie file out. It's a really great way to have custom soundtracks, music, and recordings for each of your projects. So as you think about your next project for school, I recommend that you consider starting in a totally different app than one you normally start with. And when we can start bringing together different kinds of apps, we've got something called app smashing, which is the process of bringing multiple apps together to create one great final project. So, Go ahead and give any of these apps a try for this particular project, and I bet you'll be excited with your new results.